And 50,000 stories, not all identical, but all of them involve perseverance and determination.
And what a redemption story for him, too. We're going to be cheering him on. Now for a look ahead, this third hour of the Today Show, here's Al Roker.
This morning on the third hour of Today, inside the newest TikTok feature that lets you shop right inside the app. What to know before you buy. Then with the holidays coming, we're going to help you try to be the ultimate host. And in our series, Life Lessons, how to be selfish in a good way. All that and more coming up this morning on the third hour of Today.
Yeah, there's a reason why they call it me time. Sometimes it's good for you.
Thanks for watching Early Today. I'm Philip Mena.
And I'm Francis Rivera. Have a great Thursday. See you for Friday.
Edmonton, thank you for watching WNKY NBC 40.
Car wreck? When you get Hughes & Coleman, it can make a big difference. Here's what I mean. Insurance offer, $3,000. Our result, $156,000. Insurance offer, $0. Our result, $385,000. Insurance offer, $300,000. Our result, $1 million. After an accident, if you want to get the money you deserve, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
It's time to tighten up, South Central Kentucky.
WNKY is your official home for the Tennessee Titans.
Watch our games plus the Coach Mike Vrabel Show and Titans All Access.
Only on WNKY News 40 because local matters.
Name an animal the wife doesn't mind her husband calling her.
Piggy.
Don't do that.
Family Feud. Weeknights at 5 and 6:30.
It's another frigid morning across southern and central Kentucky. Welcome to News 40 Sunrise. I'm News 40 meteorologist Darius Mack. We're your News 40 weather authority. I'm tracking a warming trend that begins today. How high will those temperatures climb? That answer with your 7-day forecast coming up. News 40 Sunrise starts right now.
Coming up on News 40 Sunrise. The leading cause of cancer in the United States is lung cancer, but new research shows that a different type of screening may be rolling out soon to catch the disease before it becomes deadly. We'll hear why doctors say it's a medical game changer. Then, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken heads back to the Middle East today to show continued U.S. support for Israel. We'll have the latest on what some lawmakers are saying about the ongoing war. Plus, discover Kentucky's strange election history in this week's edition of Throwback Thursday. News 40 Sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on News 40 Sunrise. Today is Thursday, November 2nd. I'm Ashley Wilson. Let's start off with our top stories. The time to cast your ballots is finally here. Early voting begins today and continues till Saturday. We spoke to Secretary of State Michael Adams, who said about 2% of Kentucky voters are using absentee ballots this year, which is average, but according to Adams, there are still a large number of ballots that have yet to be turned in.
54,000 Kentucky voters asked for an absentee ballot, filed an application, and were sent a ballot. We've gotten back about 32,000 of those, so there's about 22,000 outstanding. There's only 6 days left. We got to have these ballots by 6 o'clock election night or they don't count.
Adams also spoke about the importance of voting, saying no matter the election, it's important to make sure your voice is heard. The founder of the Veterans Club, Jeremy Harrell, entered a not guilty plea in federal court Wednesday. Harrell is accused of improperly receiving more than $100,000 in benefits from the VA. The judge is ordering Harrell to stay within Kentucky and has issued a no-contact order for any potential witnesses or victims in the case. He must also be able to provide a DNA sample and take a drug test when asked. After entering the not guilty plea, Harrell's attorney had this to say in response to the no-contact order.
We deny that there's any victims in this case. As to potential witnesses, it could just about be anybody. So it really is unfair to say that he can't have contact with potential witnesses who are unnamed at this point. But obviously we're going to abide by any conditions that are set by the court.
The next trial date has been set for January 2nd. We're continuing to follow this story. And if you're in Glasgow, you might want to listen to this warning. The Glasgow Police Department says there's been an increase in car theft over the past few weeks. Recently, the department has had 4 cars and 1 motorcycle reported stolen, and 2 of those cars unfortunately still had the keys left inside. As we approach the holiday season, Glasgow PD is offering some words of caution to make sure that everyone is staying mindful.
So we just ask, if you park your car, to take the keys, try to park in a well-lit area, or make sure some video cameras is around the area. Be sure and don't leave any valuables that someone may see, by looking through the window.
Major Flatt said they were able to find one of the stolen cars in Metcalfe County. He also says people who steal cars tend to move fast, so anything you can do to ward off thieves is of the utmost importance. That was a first look at your top stories. Now let's send it over to meteorologist Darius Mack for a check of our forecast. Darius, another chilly morning out there.
Yeah, another frigid start to the day. And the good news, though, is that I am expecting a warming trend that actually arrives today. So we should expect a warm up on the way and even warmer weather to follow for the weekend. But yeah, temperatures are into the 20s right now, 28 in Bowling Green, 29 there into Scottsville, and generally seeing those numbers into the 20s, 23 the current temperature in Woodbury. It's also the wind chill. That's because we do have some light and calm winds out there, so that's not adding too much of a wind chill factor out there this morning. Radar is pretty dry and quiet. That's all associated with an area of high pressure that is just off towards our south and west that's been dominating our world of weather, and it will continue to do so as we go over the next few days, and especially leading into the weekend. So we're going to continue to track just that gradual warm up and even some gorgeous weather that will be on the way as well. Your commuter forecast on this Thursday, we're going to be seeing some improvements. We're going to be in the 50s for the lunch run. I think we struggled to even make it in the 50s for the last couple of days. We're going to be in the upper 50s by this afternoon. Weather on the 4s is brought to you by Weather on the 4s is brought to you by Deborah Bros, attorneys at law. We have more of News 40 Sunrise that continues after this.
WNKY News 40, broadcasting live from the German American Bank studio in downtown Bowling Green.
I've signed 627 bipartisan bills into law. We cut the income tax by over 10%, legalized sports betting and medical cannabis, and capped the cost of insulin. We're getting things done. Let's keep it going.
For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more staff, more lawyers, and recovering more than $15 billion. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Summer skies, they warm up everything. Then fall comes around, and you know it's getting near. Christmas, my favorite time.
Experience so much Christmas the way Santa does.
Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher.
The Mint Gaming Hall in Bowling Green is your premier entertainment destination. Enjoy all new games, Winter Circle Bar, Post-Time Race and Sports Lounge, Corner Cafe, and more. Located next to the mall, the Mint Bowling Green. The winning just got closer.
Hi, I'm Hiram Kemp.
Hi, I'm Neil Pollard.
We're the hosts of The Light of the World.
Please join us on WNKY NBC 40.
Every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Our aim is to reflect Jesus, the true light. Hope to see you here.
WNKY News 40 is always on at WNKY.com.
I've worked in Kentucky most of my life, and there's more jobs here than I've ever seen. Governor Beshear has been great for business. The wages are up because the jobs are up. He's getting things done, and that's what matters. I'm a Republican. I did not support Andy Beshear the first time. He's got my vote this time around.
It's the leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S., but the American Cancer Society released new guidelines for lung cancer screenings. The organization is now recommending nearly 5 million more adults who smoke or used to smoke be tested.
It's a potentially deadly disease. Lung cancer kills more people in the U.S. than colon, breast, and prostate cancers combined. But early detection can save lives.
Only about 5% of those that are eligible for lung cancer screening actually are being screened.
Previously, the recommendation was for anyone between the ages of 50 to 80, with at least a 20-pack per year smoking history, who currently smoke cigarettes or quit within the past 15 years, to be screened annually for lung cancer. But the American Cancer Society is now advising doctors to remove that time since quit criteria.
What we found was that while there was initially sort of a decrease or leveling of a risk of lung cancer, as a patient ages, the risk of lung cancer increases significantly.
Dr. William Dayhut says this update will make it easier to know who should be screened for lung cancer.
People don't have to sort of calculate when someone quits smoking. And by changing our guidelines, we're actually going to increase the number of eligible patients by about 37%, and which means by about 5 million more Americans will now be eligible for lung cancer screening.
The screening is a quick low-dose CT scan of the chest. Since coverage is largely driven by screening recommendations from the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force, and that agency has not currently adopted this update. Insurance may or may not cover lung cancer screenings based on this updated ACS guideline. But Dayhut hopes that will change.
We're hopeful that once our guidelines are in place, people will look at the value of that.
The Food and Drug Administration is one step closer to approving a groundbreaking new treatment for sickle cell disease. Advisors to the FDA met Tuesday to discuss a therapy that uses a genetic modification process called CRISPR. Doctors fix the genetic problems in a patient's own stem cells and then gives those cells back to the patient in a one-time infusion. In company studies, the treatment was considered safe. Right now, the only therapy approved to cure the blood disease is a bone marrow or a stem cell transplant. Advisors didn't take a vote or make a decision at Tuesday's meeting. The FDA is expected to make one in December. Coming up next on News 40 Sunrise, the debate to fund Ukraine and Israel carries on in the nation's capital. We'll see what progress is being made and what the next steps are.
Plus, a warming trend begins today. How high will those temperatures climb? That answer in your full News 40 Weather Authority forecast.
What would Daniel Cameron's Medicaid plan mean for my patients?
He's threatening to take away health care coverage from over 95,000 Kentuckians.
It's very scary that people are not going to have health coverage.
People will not be able to see their doctors. People will not be able to buy medicines.
Many rural hospitals will end up closing their doors.
Cameron is still following his pal, Matt Bevin.
I don't know why you do that.
I don't think Daniel Cameron understands what Kentuckians are going through.
And that is not acceptable for a governor.
The nursing home was supposed to keep your loved ones safe, no exceptions. Even in extreme circumstances, the basic standards must be met, no excuses. Bed sores, broken bones, malnutrition, and dehydration are just some of the warning signs of a nursing home that's not doing what they're supposed to do. If you suspect your loved one is the victim of nursing home neglect, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600. The safety of your loved one is all that matters.
WNKY News 40 is helping find forever homes for shelter pets. Watch Pet of the Day on News 40 Sunrise and News 40 at noon to meet your new best friend. Pet of the Day, brought to you by Morgantown Bank and Trust. Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher.
My opponent's campaign is built on attacks and lies. But you know me, and you know it isn't true. We've been through a lot together, and now we're building the Commonwealth we've always dreamed of. We're a leader in economic growth, tens of thousands of new jobs, our lowest unemployment rate ever, delivering on major infrastructure projects and bringing high-speed internet everywhere. We're building a bright future here for all of our families.
At WNKY News 40, we're always on. WNKY.com has the latest in breaking news, local headlines, weather forecasts, and sports highlights. WNKY News 40, because local matters.
Secretary of State Anthony Blinken heads back to the Middle East today to show continued U.S. support for Israel. More people are being allowed to leave Gaza after a key border crossing opened Wednesday. Meanwhile, the Senate and House continue grappling with funding to help Israel and Ukraine. Chris Pallone has the latest from Washington.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken heads to Israel today. Earlier this week, Blinken called for humanitarian pauses in fighting to allow aid into Gaza. President Biden in Minnesota endorsed a pause to allow more time for prisoners to get out when a protester interrupted him.
Mr. President, if you care about Jewish people as a rabbi, I need you to call for a ceasefire right now.
Earlier, the president praised negotiations which led to foreign nationals and injured Palestinians leaving Gaza for the first time since the war began.
American citizens are able to exit today as part of the first group of probably over 1,000. We'll see more of this process going on in the coming days.
Israel is facing mounting criticism after bombing a Gaza refugee camp for the second straight day. The Israelis say they were targeting a Hamas command center and killed a top commander.
It is Hamas that is preventing many people from leaving their homes, from leaving Gaza.
On Capitol Hill, debate over how best to provide aid to Israel and Ukraine. House Republicans are considering a bill for Israel only, paired with cuts to the IRS. The Congressional Budget Office says that would add more than $26 billion to the budget deficit.
Only in Washington, when you cut spending, do they call it
Are you alarmed
an
by
increase in the deficit.
But in the Senate, Democrats say any aid bill without funding to help Ukraine is dead on arrival.
I'm alarmed and appalled that we're at this point when Ukraine is at a critical, absolutely vital point in survival.
A House vote on the Israel-only aid package is expected today.
To address the House for 1 minute.
Chris Pallone, NBC News, Washington.
It's time for a first full check of your forecast. Another frigid start to the day, but I am tracking a warming trend that arrives. Hello, everybody. I am tracking a warming trend that arrives later today. As we take a look at radar, it is a clear view out there as we are actually under the influence of an area of high pressure that is going to serve up sunshine our way once again today. Here's clouds and radar. We don't have much of the way of clouds. We have a few passing clouds drifting through south central Kentucky skies, but otherwise, really, it's going to be another quiet day and another sunny day, and it's going to be warming up as well. So that's another bonus to that. I think yesterday temperatures reached 50 degrees officially at the Bowling Green Regional Airport, but today we got a better shot at making it into the 50s for everybody. As far as things go right now, we're starting off into the 20s, but we are going to be expecting a warm up on the way. Those dew points also into the 20s as well. It's a cold, just dry air that is in place this morning, so be sure to slather on the lotion, apply the chapstick out there. Here are the winds, and generally light and calm across the area. Here's what we can expect today. Again, that area of high pressure is going to serve up sunshine our way, and it's also going to help kick in some of those winds. You're going to notice around that area of high pressure from the south and west. So what that's going to do for us is it's going to really allow things to warm up nicely as we go through the weekend. It's going to be that warm southerly breeze. It's going to usher in even milder conditions as we work and store for your Saturday as well. And your weekend is looking quite gorgeous. I mean, it's going to be pretty nice. As far as things go today, temperatures will be into the 50s by this afternoon. We do have sunshine again in store today. Not really much in the way of cloud cover. Overnight tonight, lows into the 30s. I think we're going to start off cold again, but it's not going to be as cold compared to last few mornings that we've had. So as we go throughout the day for your Friday, 8 a.m. already approaching 40 degrees, and then we're going to see even warmer numbers as we go throughout your Friday afternoon. I think we'll be in the 60s, low 60s by your Friday afternoon. Clouds towards the north. As we go through your weekend, though, really things are going to be looking nice for us. Temperatures are going to be running milder as we work your way into your Saturday morning. Still some areas of some frost. There'll be patchy frost out there in some locations, but really, yeah, we are going to be expecting just a warmer trend on the way. In fact, check out your frost and freeze forecast. Tonight, again, we're right around 30 degrees, not quite as chilly as we were the last couple of nights. And then as we work our way into the weekend, lows will be into the 40s. So we're not really talking about any frost concerns, maybe, again, patchy frost for some that will be into the 30s early in the day for your Saturday morning. Here's your 7-day forecast. Your weekend, again, I did mention it is looking pretty nice out there. We got those numbers that will be running into the 60s by your Saturday afternoon. And on Sunday, we're going to see a high right around 70 degrees. We're going to be in the low 70s early next week. Watching a late chance for a shower on Monday night and early into Tuesday, but temperatures will remain pretty warm into the upper 60s and low 70s. Some showers drop in on Election Day. That is your 7-day forecast. Now it's time to wish our friends happy birthday in today's Sophie's Birthday Club.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Geez. Hey, Trent. What's going on? You've been here for 7 hours.
I'm having problems with this ain't I'm coming back tomorrow.
I should have called JB. Trent, gee.
Should have called JB Electric. At JB Electric, when it comes to electricity, we don't mess around. Make the right call. Call JB Electric.
Garbage time. That phrase never sounded quite right, because no part of football is meaningless. So cherish every 2 minutes of the NFL. Not just the ones you're warned about. Cherish the spreads to cover, overs to hit, and chances to live bet from the first down to the final whistle. So don't just watch football this season. Cherish it.
Bet $5, get $150 bonus if your team wins, plus a profit boost every single day. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
Daniel Cameron says it's
one of the first things I will do as governor.
Bringing back former Governor Matt Bevin's ruthless Medicaid plan, threatening to take away coverage from over 95,000 Kentuckians, punishing working parents, putting rural hospitals in danger of shutting down.
This sounds very similar to something that Governor Matt Bevin tried.
Well, absolutely.
Denying people coverage, devastating rural health care.
Something that Governor Matt Bevin tried.
Well, absolutely.
Cameron's absolutely wrong for Kentucky.
It's scary amounts of fun.
Is your favorite thing Pennywise the clown? That's my favorite person. It's not terrifying at all.
On the all-new game show.
Is this movie Psycho?
Person, place, or thing.
On WNKY, NBC 40. Sundays are for football. WNKY 40 is your go-to for the NFL. Watch games all day on WNKY, CBS 40, and NBC 40.
For the second time in a row, the Federal Reserve is leaving its benchmark interest rate unchanged. Chairman Jerome Powell said that this will give the central bank time to decide how much more it needs to do, if anything, in its mission to curb inflation. The decision comes as the cost of borrowing has soared for Americans with credit card rates at a 20-year high and the average 30-year fixed mortgage at nearly 8%. There's some news about the cost of hosting a Thanksgiving feast this holiday season. Turkey prices are down about 9%, according to a new report from Wells Fargo. The price of ham, however, is up more than 5% to $4.56 per pound. Fresh cranberries are 20% cheaper than this time last year, but canned cranberries are up almost 60%. And today, Starbucks is getting a jump on the holidays with the release of 4 new red and green cup designs, plus a Frosted Bobble cold cup. The coffee chain is also bringing back some old holiday favorites and adding 2 new drinks, the iced gingerbread oat milk chai and the oleato gingerbread oat milk latte. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jared Hill.
About 24 lawmakers are demanding federal regulators look into the mega takeovers last month by oil companies ExxonMobil and Chevron. The lawmakers wrote a letter to the Federal Trade Commission warning the blockbuster deals will likely harm competition. They are also concerned it could raise consumer prices, limit U.S. production, and suppress wages. In October, Exxon reached a deal to buy rival company Pioneer Natural Resources for $60 billion. Days later, Chevron revealed plans to buy out Hess, another oil company, for $53 billion. Exxon and Chevron are already the 2 biggest oil companies in the U.S. The FTC has not commented on the request. And borrowers have seen interest rates skyrocket in the past year. One key interest rate is currently at a 22-year high, but it's not going any higher for now. Bradley Blackburn explains.
The Federal Reserve's latest interest rate strategy is to leave them alone.
Given how far we have come, along with the uncertainties and risks we face,
The committee is proceeding carefully.
The Fed hasn't raised its short-term benchmark rate since July, but an active bond market is pushing up long-term rates. Interest on credit cards is at a 20-year high. Used car loans are over 11%, up 46% from 2020. And in 2 years, mortgage rates have jumped from 3% to nearly 8%.
These levels will slow down the pace of borrowing, which should in turn also keep the economy slowing.
Higher interest rates are designed to reduce consumer spending power and in turn bring down inflation. But Americans went on a spending spree this past summer and inflation has remained stuck above 3%. The Fed wants it at just 2%. There is some evidence buying is slowing. A new Gallup poll predicts Americans will spend a little less this year during the holidays.
If that spending starts to resume in a significant way in the next 2 months, that could keep the pressure on prices.
Powell says another rate hike is possible if inflation doesn't head in the right direction.
The process of getting inflation sustainably down to 2% has a long way to go.
The Fed makes its next decision on rates in December.
Weather on the force to get you out the door on this Thursday it is. Almost threw us back a day. As far as things go, here's today's forecast. It features Noel. Noel says it's another cold one, but I am tracking warmer weather that arrives later this afternoon. In fact, we are going to be expecting a warming trend that begins today. Let's track those temperatures right now. Numbers generally into the 20s out there, 26 in Munfordville, 25 in Glasgow. And right now it's 30 degrees there into Simpson County, 23 degrees there into Woodbury, there to Butler County. And those winds are light and calm, so not much of a wind chill factor out there this morning. Radar dry and quiet, and that's all associated with an area of high pressure that's working to serve up those sunny skies our way. As we go throughout the day today, temperatures into the 50s. Hey, the second half of News 40 Sunrise is back after this.
The nursing home made you an important promise. They promised to be a good home for your loved one and to provide professional care in a safe environment. Now the nursing home has broken that promise and you're left searching for answers. Call us at Hughes & Coleman for a free consultation. If your loved one suffered a serious injury or untimely death while in a nursing home, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600. Standing up for your loved ones is what matters now.
Home is more than a house. Wherever you are in your journey of homeownership, German American Bank is here to support you. Our team of dedicated mortgage loan professionals can help you with lending solutions featuring low or no down payment, assistance for closing costs and improvement projects, or even loans specifically for first-time home buyers. We're here to tell you, homeownership is achievable. German American Bank, member FDIC.
WNKY News 40 loves celebrating our viewers. That's why we bring you Soki's Birthday Club. Joining the club is free and simple. Visit WNKY.com/birthday, fill out the form, and click submit. That's it. Your name will appear on News 40 Sunrise and News 40 at noon on your birthday, and you'll be entered to win a special birthday surprise. WNKY News 40 loves celebrating you because local matters. Soki's Birthday Club is brought to you by these great sponsors.
My opponent's campaign is built on attacks and lies. But you know me, and you know it isn't true. We've been through a lot together, and now we're building the Commonwealth we've always dreamed of. We're a leader in economic growth, tens of thousands of new jobs, our lowest unemployment rate ever, delivering on major infrastructure projects and bringing high-speed internet everywhere. We're building a bright future here for all of our families.
Welcome back. You're starting your day the News 40 Sunrise way. I'm News 40 meteorologist Darius Mack tracking another frigid start to the day with temperatures into the 20s, but a gradual warming trend that arrives today. I'll show you how high those temperatures will climb in my full forecast. The time is 6:27. Here's another look at top stories.
Welcome back to News 40 Sunrise, and thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Ashley Wilson. Let's continue with our top stories. The time to cast your ballots is finally here. Early voting begins today and continues through Saturday. We spoke to Secretary of State Michael Adams, who said about 2% of Kentucky voters are using absentee ballots this year, which is average. But according to Adams, there are still a large number of ballots that have yet to be turned in.
54,000 Kentucky voters asked for an absentee ballot, filed an application, and were sent a ballot. We've gotten back about 32,000 of those, so there's about 22,000 outstanding. There's only 6 days left. We got to have these ballots by 6 o'clock election night or they don't count.
Adams also spoke about the importance of voting, saying no matter the election, it's important to make sure your voice is heard. The founder of the Veterans Club, Jeremy Harrell, entered a not guilty plea in federal court Wednesday. Harrell is accused of improperly receiving more than $100,000 in benefits from the VA. The judge is ordering Harrell to stay within Kentucky and has issued a no-contact order for any potential witnesses or victims in the case. He must also be able to provide a DNA sample and take a drug test when asked. After entering the not guilty plea, Harrell's attorney had this to say in response to the no-contact order.
We deny that there's any victims in this case. As to potential witnesses, it could just about be anybody. So it really is unfair to say that he can't have contact with potential witnesses who are unnamed at this point. But obviously we're going to abide by any conditions that are set by the court.
The next trial date has been set for January 2nd. We're continuing to follow this story. If you're in Glasgow, you might want to listen to this warning. The Glasgow Police Department says there's been an increase in car theft over the past few weeks. Recently, the department has had 4 cars and 1 motorcycle reported stolen, and 2 of those cars unfortunately still had the keys inside. As we approach the holiday season, Glasgow PD is offering some words of caution to make sure everyone is staying mindful.
So we just ask, if you park your car, to take the keys. Try to park in a well-lit area, or make sure some video cameras is around the area. Be sure and don't leave any valuables that someone may see, by looking through the window.
Major Flat said they were able to find one of the stolen cars in Metcalfe County. He also says people who steal cars tend to move fast, so anything you can do to ward off thieves is of the utmost importance. That was a final look at this morning's top stories. Now it's time to see who needs a forever home in today's Pet of the Day.
I'm Coretta Shadowan. It's time now for your Pet of the Day, brought to you by Morgantown Bank and Trust. This is Freya and Mama over here, and they are 3 years old, and they're a bonded pair, so they have to go together, but they are so sweet and loving, and they'd be a perfect companion for you. You can adopt them today at the Bowling Green Warren County Humane Society.
Oh, Mama and Freya, they both seem so adorable.
They are.
I believe they are a bonded pair.
They are a bonded pair. They look so feisty. Can you imagine having those cute little siblings running around your house? I love them. Well, they need forever homes, so you can adopt them together today from the Bowling Green Warren County Humane Society.
Yes, and coming up after the break, it's a frigid morning. I'm going to help you plan out at least a warmer day the News 40 way after this.
Saturdays are for football. WNKY 40 is your college football headquarters. Watch games all day on WNKY, CBS 40, and NBC 40.
Can we get real clear about life with psoriasis?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Is your treatment leaving you with uncontrolled symptoms? Like the cover-it-ups and brush-it-offs?
Enough with good enough.
Don't stay hiding or hurting. When your lotions and creams don't do enough to help treat the inflammation beneath the skin causing plaques and pain, it's time to get real about psoriasis so your dermatologist can help you get clear. Make the appointment and ask about Real Clear Skin.
Football Frenzy is back in South Central Kentucky. WNKY News 40 is your home for high school football. The most schools, the most highlights, the most coverage. Catch Football Frenzy Friday nights at 10 on WNKY News 40.
You okay?
Thanks. Stay with me.
Transplant, tonight on NBC and streaming on Peacock. New episodes return Friday on NBC.
When you come in and open an account with us, you can choose to have a shelter pet card. Whenever you use that card and swipe it as a credit transaction, it triggers a donation back to the animal shelters.
They're able to help the shelter in such an easy way.
It's a way to help remotely, and you know that your money is going to be used well. It really means a lot to be a local bank now. We just try to give back in any way we can.
WNKY News 40 is always on at WNKY.com.
Another frigid morning across southern and central Kentucky with temperatures into the 20s across the area. It's 28 in Bowling Green, 23 there into Butler County, 26 in Munfordville, 25 there into Glasgow. You factor in the wind. Some locations it may feel just a degree or two cooler with those light winds. We generally have some light and calm winds across the area this morning. So thankfully not adding too much of an extra chill out there, but regardless, it is chilly. So be sure to bundle up as you're heading out and about. Today, though, I am going to be tracking some improvements as far as those temperatures go. Dry and quiet on radar as we have an area of high pressure that is influencing us that's going to serve up sunshine, and then also a southerly wind that will help temperatures warm up. And I think we got a better shot at making it into the 50s today than we had the last couple of days. We got sunshine in store for the day today. By 1 o'clock this afternoon, some low 50s. And then we are going to be approaching the upper 50s as we go later throughout this afternoon. I'm tracking even warmer numbers that show up for the weekend. That all showing up with your 7-day forecast, which will be coming up in the next little bit. But in the meantime, I'll send it over to Ashley.
Thank you, Darius. It's time now for your Thursday edition of Sunrise Spotlight. And with me in studio this morning are Kirby Hamilton and Trevor Shallert, here to share how you can see a fantastic performance at Bowling Green Junior High School. Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
I love theater and I love to see live performances. You guys have a really special one coming up. Tell us a little bit about it.
So our play this year is Robin Hood, and there's a bunch of different characters. It's kind of like a twisted version, but like a good twist, like a good version of that.
So what characters do you all play in this twisted version of Robin Hood?
I play the big bad wolf.
So are you scary? Are you mean?
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. And Kirby, who do you play?
I'm narrator 2.
Narrator 2. So you kind of share the story and help it move along.
Yes.
And so this show is kind of special because your director actually wrote this show, so it's original. No one's ever seen it. This will be the world debut. So how exciting is that?
I think it's really exciting because get to see Mr. Quinn's creative mind. You know, we make changes as we go. I think it's really cool to see how all this happens.
And that's a really neat process too. As you see a show being created, yeah, you get to make changes. So you guys get to be a part of the debut cast and have fun, things like that. So what's your favorite parts of the show right now?
I really like the acting scene where we have a bunch of, so they're trained to be married men, and they have to like, part of the test is like, they have to act. Like they're acting while acting. Like it's really funny.
I love that. And so, Trevor, what's your favorite part?
My favorite part is probably the archery scene where they're trying to do archery, because I think there's a lot of funny stuff in that scene.
Yeah, so it's a comedy.
Yes.
People will laugh. And so it's familiar characters, as you said, the story of Robin Hood, but a little twisted. So are we going to see other fairy tale characters in here?
Yes.
So who might we see?
There's like Rapunzel, and then there's a fourth pig, which is like the 3 little pigs, like their brother, and
Little Red Riding Hood. Okay, so we'll see everybody.
Yeah.
Really something for everyone. So if people want to come see the show, when is it taking place?
It is Friday, November 10th at 6 p.m. and Saturday, November 11th at 1 p.m.
And where is it taking place?
The BGJHS Auditorium.
And how can people get tickets?
They're $5, and you can either buy them at the door or you can buy them previously online.
Well, it sounds like such a fun show. I know we all can't wait to come see it. I know I've gotten to see a sneak preview, so I'm really excited to see it. Full costumes, full acting, archery, all the good things. Well, you guys, thank you for sharing this morning, and I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That was a look at this morning's Sunrise Spotlight. When we return, Darius Mack will be back with another look at your forecast. Stay with us.
As Kentucky families struggled, Joe Biden brags.
Bidenomics is working.
Andy Beshear agrees. Beshear backed Biden's disastrous economic policies. Now he's endorsing Biden for re-election.
This president delivered.
For Andy Beshear, he did, giving $250,000 to fund his agenda.
I want to thank the president.
Beshear's with Biden. Trump backs Daniel Cameron. If you stand with Trump, vote Cameron for governor. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this ad.
When someone's injured at a place of business or in a public space, that shouldn't happen. Slip and falls, falling objects, a drowning, crimes like assault, rape, and even murder. We've handled them all, and we have a team of lawyers that handle only these cases. But here's the thing, don't wait. Evidence and witnesses disappear. Time matters, size matters. Let America's largest injury firm go to work for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Summer skies, they warm up everything. Then fall comes around, and you know it's getting near. Christmas is my favorite time.
Experience so much Christmas the way Santa does.
Celebrate the winning season all November long at the Mint Gaming Hall at Bowling Green, featuring an elevated gaming experience with the newest games, sophisticated bars, delicious eats, entertainment, and more. Win up to $2,000 in cash, gift cards, and more in our holiday drawings Wednesday, November 22nd through Saturday the 25th. Drawings at 5, 7, and 9 p.m. Stop in and win this holiday season at the Mint Gaming Hall Bowling Green.
Winning just got closer.
Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher.
When we hear that sound, the competition is on.
12,400. Whoa, he's betting everything.
The stakes are high. The clock is ticking.
This is nerve-wracking.
Do you have what it takes for Jeopardy?
Weeknights at 6 on WNKY NBC 40.
It's another frigid morning across southern and central Kentucky with temperatures running generally into the 20s across the area. It's been chilly for the last few mornings, but I am expecting a warming trend, and that actually begins today. Here's the radar. It is a clean sweep courtesy of an area of high pressure that is dominating our world of weather. Maybe a few clouds that are streaming through south central Kentucky skies right now, but otherwise we should remain pretty dry as we have an area of high pressure that is going to serve up some sunshine our way, and also some warmer temperatures with that southerly kick in the winds. As far as temperatures go right now, again, into the 20s out there. Litchfield at 22, Woodbury there into Butler County at 23 degrees. So it's pretty, again, another frigid, chilly start to the day. Those dew points also into the 20s. It's a cold, dry morning. Be sure to slather on the lotion, apply the chapstick today. Winds are flowing in from the south and west eventually as we go later throughout the day. And this is all going to be associated again with that area of high pressure. So it's going to really allow temperatures to warm up today, and we will trend warmer. I think we got a better shot at making it into the 50s. We made it to 50 degrees officially at the Bowling Green Regional Airport for the last couple of days, while most areas stayed in the upper 40s for highs. I think there's a better shot today for everybody to see 50s this afternoon. As we go for the weekend, it's going to be pretty spectacular as well. It's going to be milder, and with that southerly breeze, it's going to again usher in a warmer feel for us as we go in store for the weekend. So for those who aren't a fan, of course, of the chilly air, there's some warmer weather on the way. Futurecast with your communities in view by 3 o'clock this afternoon. Notice numbers are going to be into the middle and upper 50s. I mean, this is an improvement compared to the last couple of days. As we go for the overnight time frame, we're going to watch those numbers drop. We're going to be watching for some areas of frost that may start to develop by 10 o'clock tonight. And then temperatures dropping down into the 30s and upper 20s. To start the day in store for your Friday. We go by your Friday afternoon, though, and you're going to notice temperatures will begin to trend warmer and we can be running into the 60s. So temperatures will just continue to trend upwards as we work our way through the end of the week and into the weekend. Clouds will stay off towards the north. We still have that dome of high pressure that will keep most of those clouds out of here. And then overnight lows by, say, late Friday, early into Saturday, we're going to be in the 30s. Can't rule out some areas of patchy frost and some of those low-lying areas, but it won't be as widespread as what we've been dealing with over the last few mornings. Frost and freeze forecast. Notice temperatures for overnight lows into the 30s Friday night, and then we're going to keep those lows into the 40s as we work our way into next week. So we are expecting a milder feel to arrive as we work our way into the weekend. 60s on Saturday, sunshine in store. We're going to keep it sunny for your sunshiny Sunday. Don't forget, also Sunday is the end of daylight saving time. Don't forget to roll those clocks back an hour the night before on Saturday night as we fall back into time. And on Monday, it looks like things are going to be dry for the most part. It looks like we could be tracking some rain late Monday night and into Tuesday, and then we'll watch those showers drop in for your election day. But temperatures will remain pretty warm. We're going to be into the upper 60s and the low 70s as we work our way into next week, and lows ranging into the 40s and even low 50s. And now it's time to toss to Birthday Club. Let's wish our friends happy birthday in today's Soki's Birthday Club.
Bed sores, broken bones, malnutrition, and dehydration are just some of the warning signs of a nursing home that's not doing what they're supposed to do. If you suspect your loved one is the victim of nursing home neglect, call 800-800-4600.
No dairy, no problem. Rooster's got you. Our delicious oat milk ice cream is a vegan treat you don't want to miss. It's a dreamy delight that'll please the whole gang. Try it in a cone or a shake and treat yourself at Rooster's today.
Dog Stay Out is South Central Kentucky's 5-paw rated dog resort. Whether for the day or a whole vacation, Dog Stay Out will keep your pets safe and loved. Dog Stay Out offers boarding, daycare, agility courses, positive reinforcement training, grooming, and more. With multiple packages to choose from, pamper your pup any way you see fit. Find out more at dgoky.com. Your dog's home away from home. Dog Stay Out.
Enjoy a great lunch with a different food truck every week and help support our local charities.
Join us for Food Truck Fridays at the Tidballs parking lot on Chestnut Street. Part of your lunch purchase will be donated to a local nonprofit by Flora Templeton Stewart and our food trucks.
Food Truck Friday has collected over $10,000, making a difference in our community.
Brought to you by the law firm of Flora Templeton Stewart.
Hey, I'm Elias Gomez, and 3 things you're going to learn about me this week are tropical, hot rods, and country music.
Catch us this week on Marquee Backstage.
Sundays are for football. WNKY 40 is your go-to for the NFL. Watch games all day on WNKY, CBS 40, and NBC 40.
The nursing home made you an important promise. They promised to be a good home for your loved one and to provide professional care in a safe environment. Now the nursing home has broken that promise, and you're left searching for answers. Get Hughes & Coleman and get it done.
Welcome into sports. The Conference USA tournament for WKU women's soccer began last night. The team's season ended as they fell 1-0 to La Tech, and this loss eliminates them from the Conference USA tournament and brings their final record to 6-5-7. Congrats, ladies, on a great season. And the Hilltopper football team is back on the road after last Tuesday's loss to Liberty. The Tops will visit Texas to take on the UTEP Miners for the team's first Saturday game in over a month. Defensive coordinator Tyson Summers says the rest was very useful for a banged-up defensive unit.
We've had an opportunity to play a lot of midweek games, and
through those things. This gives us an opportunity to have a little bit of a break, kind of a regroup. And I think we've taken our time wisely with that. We've had opportunities to get ready. We've had opportunities to have meetings, spend a lot of one-on-one individual time with the players. And so I think they'll be ready to go today when we get started with them.
And that's all in sports. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Cole. Time now for quite the story that is decades in the making, happening right here in Bowling Green as pieces of one family's history literally fell right out of a book. News 40 reporter Carlisle Coppins has more on the story.
It was a typical Harvest Fest weekend for many people in Bowling Green, but for the bookstore located in the historic Capitol Theater, a little piece of history was about to be revealed. Through the good deed of a bookstore shopper, 2 unexpected letters were found inside of a purchased book and returned to the store.
I feel really honored. I'm mostly happy that I was able to get the postcards back to his daughter. It was just really sweet that he had taken the time to write a note to both his parents and then that they saved him in a book all this time.
All the books on the shelves inside the Capitol are donated, so finding receipts and bookmarks are common. But Hutchinson knew immediately that this find was special.
It's so bittersweet because he's gone, and I remember him. He was so much fun. And I just am so thankful that somebody took the time to give these back to us, and my family will really enjoy reading it and seeing them, especially my grandchildren, because it's hard to think of older people as being children.
And there on the steps of the bookstore, after 13 years, a father and daughter were reunited through a long-lost letter.
Dear Dad, how is everything getting down there?
A gift that revives a memory and a timeless treasure to share.
And I'm so pleased to be reunited with them. And we will put these we have a lot of letters and a lot of papers, but these are special because he was so young.
In Bowling Green, because local matters, Carlisle Coppins, WNKY News 40.
The Halloween season has officially passed, but the Christmas holidays are right around the corner. Bowling Green Parks and Rec is wasting no time making preparations for the season. Wednesday, the first of the Christmas lights were hung around Fountain Square Park. Downtown Lights Up will be presented by the City of Bowling Green on the 1st of December. More details and activities will be added as they are announced closer to the holiday season. Still to come on News 40 Sunrise, we'll head back in time for one of the strangest elections Kentucky has ever seen for this week's Throwback Thursday. Plus, Darius Mack will have a full check of your forecast. Stay close.
The Kentucky Museum at WKU is your museum, a place where Kentuckians come to know Kentucky. With free admission, the Kentucky Museum strives to inspire, elevate, and transform. Discover contemporary art, explore folk traditions, and learn about Kentucky's vast history. Get to know the Kentucky Museum Wednesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more information, visit wku.edu/Kentucky Museum. Special thanks to Abound Credit Union for its promotional support.
If you've been hurt in a wreck, we want to help.
By getting you as much money as we can, as quickly as we can.
By getting to know you and keeping you informed every step of the way.
And by dealing with the insurance companies and the paperwork and all of the other hassles that just add to your worries.
Call Crocker Law Firm.
It doesn't cost anything to see if we can help.
If you've been injured in a wreck, before you talk to an insurance company, call Crocker Law Firm.
We know you're going through a lot. Reaching out for help should be painless.
Enjoy a great lunch with a different food truck every week and help support our local charities.
Join us for Food Truck Fridays at the Tidballs parking lot on Chestnut Street. Part of your lunch purchase will be donated to a local nonprofit by Flora Templeton Stewart and our food trucks.
Food Truck Friday has collected over $10,000, making a difference in our community.
Brought to you by the law firm of Flora Templeton Stewart.
The competition is on.
This is nerve-wracking.
Do you have what it takes for Jeopardy?
Weeknights at 6 on NBC 40.
It's scary amounts of fun.
Is your favorite thing Pennywise the clown? That's my favorite person. It's not terrifying at all.
On the all-new game show.
Is this movie Psycho?
Person, place, or thing.
Though he should not be named, he was born with the name Tom Riddle.
Voldemort?
Yes! We're not supposed to say it out loud, but on the show here, we need to say it out loud.
On WNKY, NBC 40.
In 1899, the state of Kentucky was on the verge of a civil war due in part to the governor's election that year. For this week's Throwback Thursday, News 40's Talia Butler takes us through part one of this strange time in Kentucky's election history.
The 1899 Kentucky governor's race was a roller coaster ride that sent a local man, William Taylor of Butler County, to the governor's mansion, but only for 50 days. Taylor was born in a cabin on the Green River near Morgantown. Lacking formal education, he became a lawyer, county judge, and state attorney general. With Democrats favored to win in 1899, only Taylor worked for the Republican nomination, which he easily won. State Senator William Goebel went into the Democratic convention in third place, but after 24 raucous votes, beat several rivals to be his party's candidate for governor. By Election Day, issues and personalities split Democrats, and Taylor won by less than 3,000 votes. He was inaugurated on December 12th as Kentucky's 33rd governor. With charges of voter intimidation and irregular ballots, however, the General Assembly threatened to reverse those results. On January 30th, 1900, William Goebel approached the old state capitol. As president of the Senate, he would lead the deliberation on whether his opponent, William Taylor, had bested him in the race. That morning was unusually quiet, even after angry citizens had flooded into Frankfort. Mountain men had arrived, weapons in hand, one saying ominously, if the election were overturned, there would be a shoveling of dirt. As Goebel neared the Capitol, shots rang out and he fell to the ground. The bullets came from the executive building next door. Inside that building, Governor Taylor marshaled the state guard and placed a Gatling gun outside his office. He ordered the legislature to adjourn, and armed soldiers barred them from meeting. Democrats, however, met in secret at the Capitol Hotel where Goebel was under the care of doctors. On January 31st, they came one by one and voted unanimously to declare William Goebel the lawfully elected winner. That night, Chief Justice Hazel Riggs swore him in as 34th governor. To keep it safe, the record of the vote was smuggled out beneath the dress of the railroad commissioner's wife. William Goebel died of his wounds on February 3rd, the only U.S. governor ever to be assassinated, and his lieutenant governor, John Beckham, was sworn in as Kentucky's 35th governor, but the state was on the verge of civil war. Tune in next week for the rest of this story. Throwback Thursday is sponsored by Hart County Tourism and the Kentucky Museum. In Bowling Green, because local matters, Talia Butler, WNKY News 40.
Thanks, Talia. It is 6:54. We're on the fours to get you out the door. Brought to you by Deborah Bros Attorneys at Law. Another frosty, chilly start to the morning. We take a look at the WKU farm, courtesy of the Kentucky Mesonet site that is there. And temperatures, of course, on the chilly side into the 20s, 28 in Bowling Green, as well as into Scottsville, 23 there into Butler County. And not much of a wind chill factor out there. So the reason behind that is because we don't have much in the way of winds. It's pretty calm wind out there this hour. Radar dry and quiet, all associated with this dome of high pressure that's going to serve up some sunshine and also a southerly wind that's going to really allow temperatures to warm up. We're already going to be in the 50s for the lunch run, upper 50s for the PM drive. Don't go anywhere. We're wrapping up News 40 Sunrise after this commercial break.
Football Frenzy is in the home stretch. And there's still plenty of action. Be sure to tune in to WNKY News 40 at 10 for Football Frenzy. Greenwood looks for their first win against Bowling Green, while Warren East heads to Logan County for a battle against the Cougars. You won't want to miss it.
J.C. Kirby and Son Funeral Chapels, when a person comes in and does their pre-arrangement, I can see it over the years that I've worked in this, how much it eases the family's minds. If you have 4 people, they have 4 different ideas of what they want. This settles that to where they say if that's what mom wanted, that's what dad wanted. You can see the relief on a lot of families' faces because all you do is say, what time do you want the funeral? What time do you want the visitation? And they can spend more time with their family members and friends in the grieving process. It just really takes a lot of burden off your family.
When you're injured, you want more. More service, more lawyers, more resources. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. And like me, they love more. Yeah, could use a little more. And unlike Christmas, which you only get to celebrate for maybe 2 months a year, they have over 4,000 support staff working 24/7 all year long.
When you're injured, you deserve more. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Hey, Western Kentucky, we've got a look at the last Titans game, a preview of the next Titans game on the Mike Vrabel Show presented by SeatGeek. Come hang out with us.
Watch the Coach Mike Vrabel Show Sunday mornings on WNKY CBS 40.
At WNKY News 40, we're always on. WNKY.com has the latest in breaking news, local headlines, weather forecasts, and sports highlights. WNKY News 40, because local matters.
Sundays are for football. WNKY 40 is your go-to for the NFL. Watch games all day on WNKY, CBS 40, and NBC 40. Morgantown, thank you for watching WNKY, NBC 40.
You know, it's wild to think that we're already into election season.
I know. It's crazy.
We've been talking about it, all the debates, and just, building up to next week.
Yeah,
next
really.
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Election day.
I can't believe it. I will say, though, that was such a cool Throwback Thursday from Talia. Such a strange, also sad, ending there,
It's very just fascinating.
Really
Kentucky
election.
has just incredible history, and I'm so glad that we get to share that every Thursday with our viewers.
I will say,
because I learn something new every week.
I'm pretty confident that's not going to happen in 2023. At least I hope it's not going to happen in 2023. I'm pretty confident it's not going to happen. But, early voting does actually start today.
Yes, it
and
does.
goes for the next 3 days. So the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. We actually have some of these dates for you and where you can go vote. This, if you take a look at your screen right now, Ephraim White Park, Living Hope Baptist Church, Michael Buchanan Park, Fillmore Park, and Sugar Maple Square. Those are the places you can go to early vote today, tomorrow, and on Saturday. And then after that, you cannot vote until Election Day.
Do we have our times? Do we till 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock. That's when it starts.
All right.
At 6
I will be
a.m.
taking advantage of early voting.
Yes, doing your civil duties and voting, all of the important things.
Yes, it is
so important.
It is incredibly important. And actually, a little spoiler, a little teaser, coming for Tommy on the Town next Monday, I sat down with a special guest in Barron County to get all the details about how they have been working so hard to get ready for election season. Because, we've seen some of the voting numbers kind of teeter back and forth. Sometimes people are coming out to vote, sometimes people are not. But, this one affects every Kentuckian. This is the governor's election. So this is a very important one for us Kentuckians out there. And so make sure to come out there and vote, whether it's today, tomorrow, on Saturday, or right on Election Day.
On Tuesday. And, a good reminder, as we heard earlier, Secretary of State said that a lot of absentee ballots haven't come in. So if you have that absentee ballot sitting on your desk at home, get that sent in.
Absolutely. It's a good sign to hear that, though. It's a great sign to hear that. Was it like 57,000, I believe? But, Darius, it sounds like we might have some rain on Election Day, though.
We might have some rain on your Election Day parade with showers that will be dropping in. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s by Tuesday afternoon. And then next week, though, it is going to be warm and gorgeous this weekend. Temperatures in the 60s on Saturday, right around 70 degrees on Sunday. So pretty nice.
Well, good. I'm looking forward to a bit warmer temperatures. It'll be a little better. All right. Thank you, Darius. And thank you all for joining us at home this morning. We look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.